Alright, hello class. Welcome to Myth and Folk. This will be the first of a series of e-lectures I'll present that are made to aid your study this semester. This is a nice way to supplement what is talked about in class. You can do these at your own pace and go back to them whenever you want. So let's begin. What is the meaning of our lives, of human existence? Well, American society tells us that wealth, what kind of wealth we need, what kind of fame we need to have, what we need to look like. Our parents tell us how to be successful, how to be independent, hopefully how to make good choices. And of course you know when you're happy, you know when you're fulfilled. What does it mean to find meaning in your life? Our choices that we make originate in an amalgam or a blend of our history of choices combined with our desires or impulses and predictions of success. In short, stories inform us all the time, every day, for all of our lives, both the stories we have amassed to the present point and the stories we have heard or seen portrayed fictionally about where we are headed. But how do we make the right choices? How do we avoid common pitfalls of being human? How do we circumvent the mistakes of those ahead of us? In two ways. First, accurately and deeply identifying what really matters to us and who we are, and studying the eternal stories that have been written about the human condition for thousands of years. In other words, myths. Once we accomplish these goals, all that remains is to chart our course, the course that only you can architect, not parents, friends, lovers, teachers, or anyone else but you. Is there anything more important at this point in your life than applying yourself to this journey? What barriers are working against us? How do you really know what matters to you? Do you really love that activity or sport that you always do, or is it something you've always done? Or something you inherited from your parents, or perhaps something the media has constructed over many years inside your consciousness as a priority. Are you really in love with your boyfriend or girlfriend? Or are you just in love with the concept of being in love? Or more selfishly, are you in love with the concept of someone being in love with you? If you're a good student, why? If you struggle with academics, why? Why did you choose those clothes to wear today? Where do you draw the line on morals and ethics? Is cheating only a test environment violation? Or do you not even blink during first period as you quickly copy your friend's homework, due second period? Have you begun to draw your own ethical lines in the sand, or are you still justifying all your behavior through peer comparison? Is your goal to be ordinary or extraordinary? Our first task must be to facilitate your own deconstruction. You must question all that you have assumed to be your foundation, and if successful, you will emerge with a new, stronger base from which you can build the rest of your life. Even if you discover that your center was accurate in every way, you will feel more affirmed moving forward. Why is this important? Would you build a castle on shifting sands? Have you ever made a mistake that at the time seemed like a good choice? Do you believe you will continue to grow and learn about yourself throughout your life? Continue to make mistakes? Do you understand that a great deal of clarity comes through retrospection for human beings? And the earlier you begin the process of analyzing the quality and strength of the pillars holding your identity, the faster you can accelerate the construction of your life. Society has placed expectations on you based on your age, and this is true throughout your life. Think about when you were between the ages of birth and 5. You grew a lot. You learned potty training, basic language and alphabet recognition. You learned how to read. You learned how to count numbers. Then you're expected between the ages of 6 to 11 to have some academic success. Your interests begin to emerge, and you have some bit of social harmony with you and your friends. Now the dreaded preteen and teenage years, right? From 12 to 14, your social life amplifies. You start to have a deeper pursuit of interests. Your academic success begins to increase, or there's more expectation for it. Between 15 to 18, these high school years, you're hoping to graduation at a college prep level. You start to make better choices, or you're expected to. You're starting to have this delayed gratification developing. We'll talk about that later. You have strong signs of independence, and impulse control is expected. Organization and prioritization is expected. You begin to have healthy friendship management, and love begins to occur. This is love's training ground. Then from 18 to 25, this is your college and your career prep years. This is the peak of your social blending, meaning you are at the peak of when you start seeing different groups. You don't mix with, this is the time where you're really mixing with various groups. Personal exploration with more latitude than any other time in your life, so you can do things that you thought you never could do for pure exploration purposes. Marriage is a real possibility in every love relationship. Your relationships are deeper at every level. You're advancing your delayed gratification and time management skills. And you have significant directional swings, and there's some heavy growth. Between 26 and 35, marriage and children are expected. Your career is thriving and developing. You become fully independent in managing all aspects of your life, including financial, home mortgage, retirement planning, mastery of delayed gratification, organization, and time management. Keep your marriage blooming. Between 36 and 65, it's the time you're raising children and you're sending them off to college. Your career is stable and you're meeting your financial and time needs for your spouse and children. Your retirement plan is fully executed. You deftly handle the switch from parent to loving advisor. Support and love for your spouse is blossoming. You've perfectly balanced your career, your spouse, your children, and all your personal needs. Then comes retirement. Enjoy your life. It's good to be a parent and a grandparent. Party because you have definitely earned it. The forest of you. Grab your hiking boots and binoculars. In the earliest days of your life, your true world was open and visible, but you lacked the understanding to comprehend what was there. Over years and years, many factors changed that landscape. Society, your parents, your friends, media, your spirituality, laziness and fear. All these barricade off parts of your true world while nurturing and growing other parts. Now, after 17 or 18 years, you have a fairly complex structure in which you live, yet there are many areas as of yet unexplored. When is the right time to walk the perimeter and confirm or expand this landscape? The sooner the better. The tricky part is that some places you can't reach until you're older. You don't have the tools yet to reach the mountain peaks or cross the rivers, things like money, independence, or courage. But what is important is that you're moving, expanding, defining, building, clarifying, and ultimately, smiling. You're the only person that you must live with your entire life. Consequently, it makes a lot of sense for you to make yourself happy. But in order to do so, you must be able to accurately judge what brings you a real sense of fulfillment and not just a temporal lift. You also have to be able to judge degrees of happiness. It may please you to know that you have made your parents proud by taking over the family business. But are you truly content isolating your love of painting to the rare weekend night when your kids are asleep and your spouse is visiting friends? Perhaps. The important lesson here is that it should be a conscious, informed choice made by one who truly understands the degree of sacrifice involved in such a decision. We all, for example, give up many personal goals, sleep, and interests to attain a college degree. And we do this because we realize that in the long run, the sacrifice is worth it. This is the very definition of smart delayed gratification. It is the very nature of building a successful external life. Finally, understand that throughout all phases of this journey, you will be battling yourself. This is not an easy path to walk at all. You already have quicksand right outside your hut, and many of you regularly step into it. It's the quicksand of procrastination. And how many of you on a daily basis are prevented from masterfully managing the small space of your true world that you have already uncovered because you haven't done anything about it yet? Your world is full of these snares, and your success will be defined by how quickly and successfully you build bridges and roads. Persistence and determination are your torches. Legs are your will. The mind is your map, and your heart the compass.